Hello, my name is Josh, and this is the Skype for Business recap. Last 2 weeks, I have gotten the show out 2 to 3 days late. Not so good. Today, I am doing everything I can to try to get it out on time. So here we are recording on Friday, and if everything goes as planned, I should actually be able to get this thing uploaded. So wouldn't that be a nice change? I think it actually helps on viewers as well. Unless the whole viewing numbers thing is just completely unpredictable and all over the place in general, it definitely appears that Monday and Sunday are not the sweet spots to release videos. So, we'll try to get this out before the weekend hits, and maybe that'll be a little bit better. So I've got a lot to talk about today, actually. I didn't know that there would be as much to talk about from keeping an eye on Twitter and stuff throughout the week, but there's a lot going on, and as you can imagine, with Ignite, like, right around the corner, I mean, kicking off in a matter of days now, there's a lot of stuff around Ignite as well to chat about. We're going to dig into a little bit of that, and also some other cool product announcements today that I'm excited to be able to share as well. Let's start by jumping over to the Infinity screen as usual, and then pulling up. Here we go. So we're going to start off on the Ignite theme, all right? And the very first thing I want to talk about is, of course, there is the keynote that will happen at Ignite at 9 a.m. in Atlanta on Monday. So to kick things off, big keynote, big speaker, and all that stuff. However, shortly after that keynote, I think at 11 a.m. is when this starts, Gurdeep Pall, who is the corporate vice president for Skype at Microsoft, so big dog on the Skype for Business and Skype food chain there, he is going to be giving, there it is, 11 a.m., it's right in front of me. He's going to be giving his session at Ignite from 11 to, I think it's supposed to be 12:15. And this is the one that a lot of us Microsoft UC and Skype for Business enthusiasts are going to want to attend if you're going to be at Ignite, or watch via live stream once it's available online, because this is where we would expect any big feature or product update announcements to be announced. We would expect Gurdeep to kind of share that with us as it unfolds. So there's, a lot of speculation that could be had about what sort of announcements he would have. The timing of Ignite is kind of right in line with when the full Mac Skype for Business client is supposed to be reaching GA. So maybe there will be something around that. Maybe some more Office 365 enterprise voice-like feature developments there. It'd be cool if we got a PSTN calling expansion announcement. Just a few things that I think would be interesting to hear. Maybe even something a little more around what Skype Teams is going to be, or an official word on that. I'm very interested to hear about that, and if it's an actual thing that is going to be unfolding, what that might mean for persistent chat. So a lot of good stuff that you will want to watch Gurdeep's session on at Ignite or via live stream. Make sure you put this on your schedule or tune into it, all right? Not one for us to miss. While we are talking about Ignite, we are going to jump over to our next screen here, and another tweet that I'm sharing. The Skype for Business social media account on Twitter put out a celebrating 1 year of Skype for Business broadcasts with @NoMorePhones, who is Jamie Stark, and @Sean Wilson Microsoft, who is Sean Wilson. And these guys have been doing about a year of Skype for Business meeting broadcasts every 2 weeks, and it has been a great series. They're frequently having new feature announcements on the show, going through live demos. They've got all the right guests on the show to kind of talk about the latest and greatest. I mean, they're at Microsoft, so they've got all the hands-on access there. And so these two guys have done a great job with the show. On the 23rd at 9 a.m., which is today, they are 9 a.m. Pacific time. They're doing their show leading up to Ignite, but then they will also be prepping, I believe, for another show coming up on Thursday, Friday timeframe at Ignite as well. So tune in today to what they've got to say. I'm sure they've got some stuff to say leading into Ignite, and then they will have a lot more fresh, big news content to rehash for their Ignite session. Along those lines, and big congrats to you guys. That's huge. I'm also going to be celebrating 1 year of the Skype for Business recap in October as well. So I'm very excited about that. It was the middle of October last year that I kicked this series off, and didn't really know what would happen with it, if I'd even be doing a second or third episode. And a year later, still doing it, and nobody's told me please stop yet. So I'm glad to have been doing this for a year. This is an honor and exciting, and I've received a huge amount of support from you guys out there in the endeavor. So glad to kind of be having an anniversary right around the same time they're having theirs here. It's a cool thing. Along those notes, my presence at Ignite, in terms of Skype for Business recap, yes, I will be doing some recordings. I've kind of been up in the air about what that's going to look like. Am I going to do one big Skype for Business recap at the end of the week? Am I going to try to capture things earlier in the week? And what it's looking like here, and this is all subject to change due to the insanity of the Ignite schedule, I'm going to try to do a few shorter, perhaps shortish segments throughout the week. Interview-like segments if I'm able to snag the right people and stuff. I've got a couple pretty exciting guests already lined up that I'm looking forward to interviewing and talking about things with, and we'll be kind of rehashing and going over the news of Ignite together. Maybe a few other questions to be thrown in there as well, but we'll do a few of these segments throughout the week, time and schedule permitting, and then at the end of the week, I think I will have kind of a recap of all that we've covered. Maybe even splice in a few of the video segments from earlier in the week. So that's the plan. We'll see how it goes. To aid in that plan, Matt Landis, Office Servers and Services MVP of Landis Technologies, has been so gracious and kind to extend use of the Landis Technologies booth. So while I'm there, as I record a couple of these segments, including one with Matt that I am truly looking forward to recording. It'll be great to meet him and great to chat about the latest in Skype for Business and Attendant Pro. That Matt has extended use of recording some of these Skype for Business recap segments at their booth. So thank you for giving me a home at Ignite to sit down and do a few sessions with. Very grateful to the Landis Technologies team for that. Looking forward to being there, and hopefully I'll be able to bump into some of you at their booth as well as at the Skype for Business booth and many other vendor booths throughout the conference. So, all right, let's move on past Ignite. I can't give a shout out to everybody that's doing a session because there's a lot of good people doing a lot of good sessions and a lot of cool things happening there. But we'll leave it at that for now on the Ignite side. Speaking of Matt Landis and Landis Technologies, they have some pretty big news today. As you'll see, this announcement is dated today, 23rd September. Landis Technologies is announcing that their no-server-needed attendant console solution for Skype for Business and Office 365 Cloud PBX, which we all know is Attendant Pro, is now certified for Skype for Business. Great job, guys. Well deserved. This is truly a huge feat, a huge accomplishment, and it is well earned. It is a great tool, and it definitely has earned its Skype for Business certification. So, for those of you that use it or have been thinking about using it, especially if this whole Skype for Business and Microsoft certification thing is important to you, Attendant Pro is now Skype for Business certified, and this is a huge piece of news that deserves much congratulations. So, guys, again, congratulations. This was a great thing to have heard about today. On top of this news, there is also the Attendant Pro Q3 release that's going to be coming out pretty soon, and there's going to be an analytics dashboard that's going to go along with this. But as Matt pointed out in a tweet earlier this week, it's really just going to be for the Attendant Pro data. If you're looking for a more Skype for Business centered analytics solution, he pointed the finger back over at Event Zero for their solution there. So because they are big into analytics and have a very great tool. So be watching for those announcements. They are coming up very soon. A lot of good things happening with Attendant Pro. To learn more about them, please visit them at Ignite at booth 2061. And if I'm so lucky, I might even get to say hi to you there as well if I'm near recording one of my little segments. So good stuff. Thanks for sharing this, Matt. I'm glad to have announced this on the show. Very, very cool. Next up, there was a few tweets going around about this Skype for Life client, kind of rumors that were swirling, and this Ars Technica article was the source of some of these rumors and speculation. Like it says here, the new client will be a cross-platform application. This article dives into the closure of the Skype office in London, as we all heard about. And that team is kind of being packed up and consolidated, moved back over to the Redmond side, so they can work a little bit closer with the greater Skype and Skype for Business team there. But what this article was assuming or saying is that they're pretty much saying this is a new client. This whole Skype for Life, they've got this whole range of clients already, Windows 10 and just the whole 9 yards, and now there's going to be this new client. Like he says here, this is an excessive number of clients, and what we're hearing is the Microsoft solution is to develop yet another client, codenamed Skype for Life. This one client will be cross-platform, covering not just Windows, but Linux, macOS, iOS, and Android. Then he goes on to say the new client, along with Skype for Business and the new Slack-like Skype Teams feature that's being developed, is being built at the company's headquarters in Redmond. So this is kind of the idea here, is that this person was assuming or was theorizing that this was going to be a whole new client on top of all the other client initiatives that have already been out there. And many people are reading this thinking this just doesn't add up or make a ton of sense. And later that day, I ended up coming across this article from Paul Thurrott. And Paul, if I got your last name wrong, it's just the thing I do, man. Sorry, I'll try harder next time. But he starts his titles his post Skype for Life ? And he goes into this, highlights pretty much what the Ars Technica article was about. Kind of goes back over all that. Then he gives his opinion on what he thinks happened, and he points out that back in July, he spoke with Gurdeep Pall himself, who, as I just mentioned, Microsoft Vice President over Skype. And essentially what he covered with Gurdeep was that, I'll just kind of read it here. A couple of years ago, we started a massive engineering project to transition Skype to a cloud-based solution. Much of what you've seen as new features in Skype, especially over the past year, has been connected to this new architecture. As part of the transition, some legacy Skype platforms like Skype TV will not be included. All of the recent Skype announcements, Skype for Linux and Chrome, and the Skype UWP app for Windows 10 and Windows 10 Mobile are built specifically for this new architecture and show the agility of the new Skype. This is what Paul wrote here. Then he says back what Gurdeep says, the Skype UWP app is the first major Windows app built in a cloud-first way. On Windows Phone, it delivers low battery consumption. On the PC desktop, you get the same feature-rich experience you've come to expect from Skype. And then Paul goes on to say that these new Skype clients will no doubt be marketed as Skype for Life because these new clients, combined with the new architecture, provide pervasive Skype connectivity. But then he says that point right there clearly is what Skype for Life means. It's not one new cross-platform client. It's a new generation of cross-platform clients, all of which, incidentally, are already here. Adding a little bit more of Gurdeep's words here, he says, this isn't an event, it's a journey. People have been seeing the effects of that journey already. Now they'll know why. So Paul's whole point here is that this theory, this idea that a whole nother new Skype client coming out, that's not exactly what's happening. This is more of an announcement, a marketing, a next evolution of the clients that are already underway. So Paul, great breakdown, great analysis. I think Gurdeep had even tweeted back at Paul bingo in regards to this reply. So I think this is kind of where we need to place our money and assume this is what Skype for Life is about if there's rumors with that name. All right, so I think that's all I've got there. Was that one thing, or those few things. So what's this? Oh, yes, no, that wasn't the last thing. This is the last thing. And I don't know if anyone else has seen this before or if this has been out for a long time or not, but I had never seen this. The Where Is My Data? A map of all the data centers for everything Office 365 and Azure. This is really cool, and it's a great conversation piece and visual if you are a consultant. Your clients want to know, well, where is my data actually being housed? Where am I actually logging into servers? So let's just say we go up here and we select our region and we say, I'm in Japan. Where's my data going to be? Well, there's actually 2 data centers in Japan. Okay, cool. I'm in, let's say Peru. So I'm going to say South America. Well, we see there's Peru, but the data center I'm going to end up in is probably going to be in Brazil or over here in Chile. And so it just gives us a good idea of what we are going to be, where the data would be located. And if we hover on this, we can see Chile. Well, they've got Exchange Online. So if I want to know where my Skype for Business clients are going to be at, it's not going to be in the Chile data center. What about Brazil? No, probably not Brazil either. They've got Exchange Online and SharePoint Online. Well, the next closest thing might be the United States over here because Skype for Business. So this user's Skype for Business tenant might actually be sitting in the U.S. This is just a really cool tool, and I just didn't know about it before, and in case anybody else had not known about it, I wanted to share. So hope it helps. I have a sneaking suspicion that I am going wrong window to click on there. I have a feeling that I'm going way over on my time today. So let me bring this to a close. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you've enjoyed the data. I hope I will get the chance to meet a ton of you at Ignite. For those that can't make it, again, please tune in to some of those key sessions that are going to be live streamed. I'm sure there will be some really cool announcements coming out of that. I'm excited to be there. I want to thank Landis Technologies again for welcoming me to hang out at their booth and record a few segments next week. I'm looking forward to doing that and meeting the team. And I'm looking forward to being there with some of my own teammates from Integration Partners. It'll be a good time. So, yeah, that's about all I've got for today. You guys have a safe weekend. Everybody traveling to Ignite, travel safely. And we will see you in the craziness of next week. Adios.